What you're going to see here is the old guard, the 40 years, the 30 years in power crowd, unable to let go. Take a look at clip 1.
Well, now that's the rudest I have ever been treated as a member of Congress in all my life. It really is, Mr. Chairman. And may I speak on a point of personal privilege?
The previous question has been requested.
Mr. Chairman, is there amendment in order? Is there amendment in order?
Not to the previous question.
Is there amendment in order to the resolution?
Not after the previous question, I would say.
Well, this is just a railroad. You can keep it in. This is a pure railroad. This is a pure railroad. This is a pure railroad. Nobody can talk. Nobody can make any motions. No, there can be no discussion. You're a bunch of dictators. That's all you are. I had to fight you guys 50 years ago.
He says, I had to fight you guys 50 years ago. He was part of the landing brigade at Normandy. He was a paratrooper. That's Sam Gibbons, who used to be the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee until November of 1994. Now, notice he's sitting there saying, this is just a railroad. Nobody can talk. Nobody can think. He's the only one talking for a full minute. For a full minute, he's the only one talking. And note how the openness of this is a Ways and Means subcommittee hearing, and the camera's in there recording all of this. And these guys are trying to say that this is all going on secret. Nobody's allowed to say anything. I mean, it's no different from the way this House was run under the Democrats. It's a little bit different in the fact that it is more open. I mean, Democrats wouldn't let Republicans in on some conference committee hearings. These guys just don't like their own medicine. And what they really don't like, ladies and gentlemen, is their power base dismantled in front of their very eyes. They're desperately clinging to it with their fingernails, and they just are losing control over it, and they can't stand the fact that they're going to be losing all of this power with nothing they can do about it. I mean, it's human nature, you understand. They're going to die hard. Here, it got even worse. Now, this we call the brawl in the hall, because now, after that meeting you just saw led to a further breakdown in civility, you people that want an end to the bickering, wait till you see this. This is Sander Levin from Michigan, Charlie Rangel from Harlem, and Jim Nussle, the Republican from Iowa. Take a look at this.
How many hearings have you held on this plan?
We're going to hold a hearing on Friday.
One day.
It's on saving Medicare, which is in a series.
You're just propagandizing.
Well, your rhetoric is right on target with the rest of the Democrats.
I'm asking you a point.
It doesn't make it right, Sandy.
Just stop
for a second. It doesn't make it right.
Don't filibuster. How many hearings are you going to have?
Filibuster? What were all the votes on the floor today? Was that not filibustering? How many delays are you going to have before the American people have reform in Medicare? How many delays are the Democrats going to have before we can reform Medicare?
Stop talking to me. How many hearings?
I've got two grandmothers who want to know where the Medicare reforms are going to be. Where are they?
You shouldn't do this to yourself. It's shameful that the Ways and Means Committee has not had
one hearing.
Not one hearing on $270 billion worth of cuts away from his grandmother and his grandmother's
I've got two grandmothers who want Medicare reformed, and we want to know why you're delaying on the floor, you're delaying in committee, and you don't have a plan. And that is a travesty.
See, the Democrats really don't have a plan either, whereas the Republicans do. In fact, the Republicans do have a plan, because these guys, why are they so mad? If there's not a plan, what are they so upset about? They're upset because of what's in the plan, ladies and gentlemen. And that's our old buddy Charles Rangel, who compared the modern-day equivalents of the KKK wear white shirts, navy jackets, and red ties, and talk about tax cuts. Here's Charles Rangel putting his finger in Mr. Nussle's face like this. I think Nussle behaved quite in a restrained fashion, very polite, didn't lose his temper with any of these people. I'll tell you, there's something else going on with this, too. There's this factor of age, I think. These, in addition to being the old guard in terms of how long they've been there, these guys are old themselves chronologically, versus a bunch of young guys, bunch of young Turks, freshmen and sophomores from the Republican Party in the House of Representatives, and they're taking this House in a totally different direction. These guys are powerless to do anything about it. Here's a little bit more from that same tussle with Rangel and Nussle.
Where is the bill? Where is the bill? You know, all we know is you got your tax bill.
There is none. The same on health care.
Where is your bill?
Not a single
Where
Republican or Democrat voted for it.
Where is the bill? Where is the bill?
Where's your bill?
Where is the bill? Where is the bill? Where is the bill?
Tell you what, somebody points their finger that close to me that many times does not have that finger after long. I think. But I want to take you back to something, because this is the real point. In addition to everything I've said, here are the Democrats all upset that so-called secrecy is going on about these Medicare reforms. It isn't that long ago that Mrs. Clinton impaneled 500 or 1,000 people who nobody knew, got them in a room with Ira Magaziner for weeks to discuss and put together the Clinton health care reform plan. That thing was so secret that there were charges that eventually almost got to court over whether or not U.S. law was violated, and that was an attempt to take over 1/7 of the U.S. economy. You people realize we knew more about who was running China than we knew who was on the Clinton health care task reform, because we had satellite pictures of the leaders of China. We could find out who these guys were. We didn't even know who was on this task force. There was nobody from the health professions, nobody from anything from the pharmaceutical companies. It was a bunch of staffers and former staffers for liberal Democrat members of Congress. So these guys crying wolf about secrecy and backdoor politics and so forth, they wrote the book on it. I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of getting even, if that's what we're trying to do. They just can't handle the game the way they used to play it. They can't handle being in the minority. And I really think the guys